Hello out there, it's Mr. Pete, your old shop teacher, and this is a temporary video again. It'll be off in a day or two, but it is just to thank you, hundreds of people out there that helped me figure this out, because now for the first time in 29 years I have reverse on this machine, and of course forward. Now that took me a long time. I think I spent 3 hours. I had this whole machine moved out, but I could not have done it without all of the help that you people gave me. And I have here a whole bunch of wiring diagrams that I printed out. And I must tell you that there were 67 Yahoo emails, some of them extremely long and with attachments and pictures. There were 10 regular emails and 199 comments on the video, and about 10,000 views on that video in one day, which is far more than I get in my regular videos, I must lament. But sure appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you. And some of you gave me credentials. You worked for a university or an engineering firm or an electrical firm and had high degrees, so I really respected all of those. I couldn't use all of the answers. A lot of them were similar, and apparently there are several variations on this that would work. And this did work second time. Of course, the first time it was reverse, that is, reverse and forward switch. You know, there's a 50-50 chance of that, like there is with three-phase motors. But took it apart and swapped a couple wires here, and I got what I want. And many of the diagrams that I had really showed, well, this is the furnace diagram, but several of the diagrams showed regular drum switches, more like this. And to me, these are a little bit easier to hook up. I have hooked these up, but I was considering installing this on the machine in place of this, but there's really nothing wrong. Well, maybe there is. There's quite a bit of arcing on some of the contacts in here. Probably only lasts another 40 years before it gives out. I'm sure it'll last a lot longer than what I last. And yes, this is a temporary video. Some of you are pleading with me to leave these videos on, but they're not polished, or they just don't need to stay on. But I am not thanking anybody in particular, because I've got so many of these drawings that were good, because I'm afraid there might be a little professional jealousy there. If I said, yeah, I used Joe's or Steve's solution. So it's kind of a collective thing. I gathered information from virtually all of you, and again, somebody always breaks my rules. You know, when they say good luck, I said only answer. No, never mind. I'm starting to rant. One more little clip. So again, thank you to all of you that helped and went to an effort of making diagrams and writing long, long letters. Some of these emails were like 2 pages long plus a diagram. So I realize that you people went to a lot of work for that. I'm not blowing this off. I really do appreciate it. I couldn't do it myself. You know, I've looked in books and manuals and that, and I didn't want to burn the motor out or something like that, although I have worked on a lot of motors, but reversing always kind of baffled me. And now I remember that almost 50 years ago, my brother had a South Bend lathe. He bought it from the high school, and he put a single-phase motor on it. It was 3-phase from the high school. And he bought one of these, and he fiddled around for 2 days in the basement, and he's got a pretty short temper anyway. So what he finally did is he took off the entire rear, if you know how the South Bends are built, with that column back there, he took that whole thing and the motor and this down to Monarch Electric, and Red Hetrick wired it for him. And then he came back and just assembled that whole unit on the machine. So that was his way of fixing it, and that's, like I say, about 50 years ago. So again, I'm chattering here because I'm just so excited to get this thing finished and running, because I'm in the middle of I don't know how many videos now. And you know how it is, you just hate to work on your lawnmower when you're in the middle of mowing the yard. But of course, when else does the lawnmower fail? When it's just sitting there idle? No, when you're in the middle of the job. So that's the way repairs and maintenance goes, and we got this up and running, and you'll be seeing it. I don't use reverse very often, But I am going to use reverse in conjunction with a collet attachment, because nothing will unspin or end up on the ground with a collet as they do with a threaded chuck. So keep watching my videos. There's a lot of them coming out. I have 26 of them in the can that have not been released, and 3 or 4 that I'm in the middle of. So again, so long. That's Mr. Pete saying, see you in my next video. Remember, this video will disappear in a day or two.